Welcome back, everybody. And to those of you who are watching this live who might be Midwest, I can't even talk. Just stay warm. I apparently am trying to talk, be concerned for people. Midwest is the answer I was looking for, and I can't seem to talk. But anyway, stay warm. We're trying to stay warm here, and hopefully we can help you do that. Welcome back to Bay City Chronicles. If you're not tired of me by now, you're probably crazier than the rest of us, so thank you for sticking with us. I am TGE. I am, of course, your host, and with me, well, let's be 100% honest. I wasn't even sure we were going to run this week because the only one who I could guarantee to actually have their attention for more than an hour was going to be Nerestra, because I'm fairly certain that I had to bribe the other three to peel them away from Kingdom Hearts 3 for the next hour and a half or so. So that's all I'm going to say.
Started mine yet. I've been playing a different game.
If you're bribing us, then where's the bribe?
Oh, hold on. Bribe's right here. There you go.
Absolutely worth it. Thank y'all.
Wait. Why does Nora get the present?
I'm just along for the free ride.
Be right back, going for Sora.
Oh, well, when you walk away, Krim, when you walk away. Anyhow, welcome back to Bay City Chronicles, everybody. This is going to be issue 3.7, Broken Oath. Before we get to that, of course, last time, the team got back from Villanova and decided the best course of action would be to go after the final medallion, the Medallion of Temerity. After unsuccessfully trying to find it upon the funeral pyre of Joan of Arc in France, it led the heroes to Salem, Massachusetts, where no witches were actually burned, but the prevailing rumor is that there was, of course, witch burnings. In the Memorial Park in Salem, Massachusetts, a voice called out, specifically talking to Malkier, referring to him as the Harbinger. Turns out the voice was the spirit, or maybe the actual real thing, was a big old red dragon, who turns out was either the guardian or the actual aspect of fire and the guardian of the medallion, challenging Malkier to prove his mettle. It turned out to be a one-on-one fight between Malkier and the dragon. And Anton got a little roasted because Anton was being antagonistic.
You forget who took the brunt of the attack last week, don't you?
Oh, yeah, Phantasm was collateral damage.
Right.
Yes.
We could still blame Anton for that, though.
We're absolutely blaming Anton for this.
Fine. I wanted to piss off a dragon.
Yes. With that, all four medallions were completed, and once Malkier put on the Medallion of Temerity, the hazy vision that Phantasm, Anton, and Lutra had gotten at the beginning of the episode was made much more clear. And it was a room, a sort of dark room, seemed like it was under somewhere, with a beautiful woman who was sort of reaching in and trying to do something to this constantly changing polyhedral shape. Every time it changed shape, it changed color. And Lutra was able to determine that every time it was changing shape and color, it was doing so in the rhythm of a heartbeat. With that vision in back pocket, you guys decided you were going to fly back to base, and whether or not you're still on the plane or at base is entirely up to you. With that recap, everybody, welcome to issue 3.7, Broken Oath.
So, Lutra, like after we've landed, but before we get out, Lutra's sitting down in one of the chairs and whatnot. He kind of has his eyes closed.
Real quick, as you guys sort of do that, for those of you watching at home, I have sent some information to each of the players here, kind of revolving around that. So they have the information. I'm not going to go ahead and re-describe it here. I'm just going to say this is happening. They know it. Just giving you that heads up. So this information has already been sent to them.
So, Lucha eyes kind of pop out and he lets out a very loud yelp. Like, ah! He doesn't move even though the plane is now landed.
Yeah, so the only one right now who hasn't had their sort of little hiccup like that would be the guy flying the plane, because he really shouldn't be closing his eyes.
Just to let everyone know, no, I'm not cosplaying tonight. I'm just that dang cold.
Yeah, cosplaying helps.
As I come out of my meditation, the rest of the crew would realize that the temperature on the plane is slowly starting to increase as a sign as I usually tend to get angry.
So
One of the
Anton's
bots comes out and sprays Nokia with the fire extinguisher.
I just kind of like kick it off the side of the roof.
and so Anton's vision takes just a bit longer than the others to come back to, as he's had more experience and time with the medallion, getting a little bit clearer vision. Oh, okay, enough of these visions. I'm just kind of looking at Lutra and
The next thing you see Lucha do is he stands up, takes his medallion off of his neck, and chucks it as hard as he can down and to the opposite end of the plane. And he turns and leaves it there as he storms off the plane.
When he does that, the plane starts shaking violently, like we are hitting a massive amount of turbulence.
And
and the rumbling is almost like a stampede is happening.
Lucha's ears kind of perk up, but he doesn't look like he's turning around or he has any real idea what's going on, so as he just starts to walk off the plane.
You're walking off the plane, we're still sort of flying.
No, we're not.
No, this was when we landed.
Oh, I must have had my thing out. Never mind.
Melchior would walk back and pick up Lucius' amulet and carry it with him off the plane. But I would tuck it in my pocket so Lucia didn't see it.
You hear him muttering something like, "Stupid, stupid, stupid, stupid fishes. I'm sick of this crap." He like stomps into the barracks. He looks like a very mad otter.
so Anton looks at Malkir and he's like, well, I'm not surprised he's frustrated with this. He did have, you know, that wonderful Shemazi in his head too.
Well, if you saw anything like what I saw, it's not good stuff, so probably should catch up to him and see what's going on.
Yeah. Plus, we now have all four of these. We should think about heading back to Egypt.
Yeah, that was our next place that we were supposed to be going.
Phantasm?
Phantasm never got off the plane, so
Well, we hadn't left either. That's why we were. You joining
I
us?
could have sworn you just said that you were getting off the plane.
I have to
Before we
agree.
go.
I have to agree with him on that one. I thought you guys were off the plane, walking back towards Lutra as well.
Yeah, that's why
Well, I mean, we
picked
picked
this
up
thing
the
and walked off
amulet. We
plane.
haven't gotten off the plane yet. We're on the way off the plane.
Oh, so it's basically you guys are walking off the plane and asking if he's coming along. Gotcha.
There you go.
Okay, well in that case, wait, that didn't work. The door to the cockpit just slams.
Okay.
Like, shut.
Phantasm did not move. The door to the cockpit just slammed. Phantasm didn't do anything.
All right, Anton. So we have 2 ticked off people.
Once again, Phantasm didn't do anything.
At this point, we assume that Phantasm did. So I'm headed in, just like okay.
I mean, it does kind of fit the character.
Except he doesn't really have a reason to be pissed off right now.
Malkir, which one do you want? You want the otter, or do you want the?
Malkir doesn't even have to think about it. He just turns back towards the plane.
Let me have the amulet. Then I'll go talk to the otter.
I just reach in my pocket and toss it to him. So I go back into the plane and I go up towards the cockpit door and I just call out Fant's name to see what's going on.
There's no response.
I just kind of sigh and just say that either gonna open this door or I'm gonna have to melt it.
Well, Grant doesn't tell you this, but you can roll whatever you want, and you are not going to open the door, nor are you going to melt it.
The plane itself has been reinforced to ensure against all of your powers because it's cheaper to reinforce it once than to rebuild it several times.
Especially the doors.
Why do you think we haven't crashed yet from Anton turning into solid rock?
Just because Hub refuses to go in the plane doesn't mean he can't fix the plane.
Oh, he refuses to go in when it's flying. If it's grounded, I don't think it's a problem, right?
100%.
So at this point, Malkir just gets kind of agitated and just leans against the wall, waiting.
Lucha can't do anything to destroy the plane. I'm kind of sad.
Lutra?
What?
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Sorry, Hunter. No, I'm not okay.
What happened?
Well, we got the 4th pendant and medallion, and it's great and everything. We saw a dragon, actually, which is kind of cool. But,
Wait, dragons are real?
this one was. It was actually pretty awesome. But, on the way home, and I'll tell you about that later, but on the way...
What was he like? What was the dragon like?
He was kind of a jerk, really, but he was all right at the end, though. He attacked us. He hurt Phantasm really badly, though. But
That's not very nice.
No, he was. Well, he was testing Malkir, and and he had to put him through it.
Wait.
That's the thing.
Malkir passed a test?
Yeah, I know, it's weird. So
He's been doing that same Sudoku for months.
I know. But anyway, no. But okay. So on the way home, we just landed, and I got another force vision in my head, and I'm really sick of things being in my head. I'm tired of it. And I don't even know what's real, because the last vision I had was fake, so now I don't even know. I don't know what I can trust, so I just threw the thing in the plane and left it there.
Okay, you can... You can trust me.
Yes, I know.
But I thought that the plan with the medallions was so you could help me?
It's still here to send the plane. Well, don't figure it out. I don't think I need to have it on me all the time to know what's going on with it. Send the plane. We'll have it when we need it.
Okay. Lutra does not need to make an insight check to know that he sounds like really, really sad.
Look, we'll figure you out. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
About this time, Anton's walking into the room.
I think we have to do
So-
something in Egypt with him anyway.
So, Lutra, you want to talk about the vision, or are you good?
Talk about... No! I don't even know what I saw. It was a graveyard. A very, very large graveyard. With some thing standing in the center of it. It looked... I don't even know what it looked like. It was just some creature thing standing in the center of it. That's all it really was.
All right.
He looked at me. It was weird. Okay, it made me feel uncomfortable. Okay, it was really... You know what? It was awful, okay? It was really, really awful, and I don't want to talk about it.
All right. No, I completely understand. The one I got was not any better.
Oh, you got one too?
That sounds like we might have all. I know Malkier seemed like he had seen one too. You're right, though. We need to go to Egypt, and I don't know that this is good.
Well, how does any of this help Hunter anyway? Like, we needed all four of these to help him out. Why don't we do that first?
Well, let's get them all in the same room and see what happens.
Lucia sighs. Like, yeah, you'll get mine from the plane.
Here, I've got it right here.
Oh. Lucia kind of looks slightly like ashamed. Is like, oh, thanks.
You don't have to wear it if you don't want. We'll hold on to it for you.
Lucia specifically grabs it and doesn't put it on his neck. I'm kind of a little sick of things just invading my head. Especially now that I really don't know if I can even trust this stupid thing in the first place.
No, I completely understand. Though, as we left the plane, Malkier was trying to get Phantasm to open the door, so we might want to check on that.
What happened with Phantasm?
I don't know. We asked if he was coming, and the door slammed shut.
Isn't that kind of normal?
I mean, yes.
Are you sure he's still in the cockpit?
No.
That's actually a good point.
I mean, he can do that sort of weird, wispy, ghosty thing and just go where he wants to.
Yeah.
As far as I know, when I left the plane, he was in there talking to Malkier. What's happened now? I don't know, because I'm in here talking to the two.
Well, he wasn't really talking to Malkier, but yeah.
Lucha kind of waves at Anton and says, okay, go. I'll be out there in a sec. Just go. Go. I'll join you in a second.
Okay.
So, as Anton leaves, once he's out of earshot, Lucha kind of looks up towards the first camera, whatever he sees for Hub, and says, hey, Hunter, could you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure. But what's up?
Oh, I'm expecting a package at some point. When it gets here, could you just have him put it in my room and just kind of be a little quiet about it, please?
Does this have anything to do with the comment you made at dinner the other night? Because if it does, I want nothing to do with that.
She just kind of sighs, shakes his head, and says, you guys are just... Never mind. As he just, like, walks off slowly towards the plane.
All right, so we're shifting back to the plane. Malkier is still leaning up against the door. Fant, what's going on?
Well, nothing. Malkier hears nothing. But as Lutra and Anton get back to the plane, almost simultaneously to when they step foot on the plane, they start to feel sort of like tremoring. The bottom of the plane is shaking a little bit, and then they hear an almost high-pitched screech. It's almost like a deafening screech.
Ah!
Yeah, just like that. Wow.
Almost, and this is the best way I can describe it, almost GDQ levels during Rayman 2.
Orb.
Wow.
Orb.
Would it be shaking enough that Malcolm would probably go for a seat, or would?
Well, you probably wouldn't go for seed, but you would probably be like a little more cautious in like making sure that you had good foot positioning.
So Lucha kind of stumbles over towards the door. He kind of puts his hand out and says, "Phantasm! I don't know what's going on, but could you come out here for a sec?"
Malcolm just kind of looks over at Lucha and just says he's not answering.
I know, but
The
Please?
shrill pitch is just getting louder and louder.
Okay, guys, I think we should just get off the plane.
And you can almost see the atmosphere turning like a bloodshot red.
Wait, like the whole skyline?
No, like in the plane.
Okay.
Like the atmosphere almost has like a bloodshot red aura.
Okay. For a second there, I thought we were transporting to another dimension again. Okay. Okay. Guys, I don't think this is normal.
Anton just hops back off the plane.
Yeah. Which kind of follows him, holding his ear, like his head, because it's his ears are sort of sensitive animal thing, you know.
It's kind of going on outside the plane too.
They're just gonna slowly start walking, or I guess stumbling back towards the barracks, just to get away from this.
And probably about 2 to 3 seconds after you're off the plane, you just hear Phantasm scream, like in a way you've never heard him scream before. Like he is unleashing a huge amount of energy, and just surges of wind energy escape him, and actually just take paths that hit all three of you and knock you off your feet.
Okay, the reinforced windows do not break from the sudden influx of all that wind.
Only because the door was open and there was pressure release.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, I think this is something we're gonna have to just wait out.
Malkir, did you stay on the plane?
Yes.
Okay. When that release went, the door that was basically like sealed and you could not do anything to just flashed right open, and that's where all the wind energy comes out. But in all of that, Phantasm is still just sitting right at the cockpit.
Is it over?
Malcolm would walk in and sit in the co-pilot's seat.
Phantasm is just in a cold sweat.
So, care to tell me what that was about?
Care to help tell me what happened to you guys right as I landed?
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure it was the same thing.
Well, I had a vision of a city being broken down, and I don't want to say a monster, but a creature of sorts in the middle of it all, who turned around and stared at me and smiled.
Yeah, my vision may have. My vision was apocalyptic in nature. That's all I can really put it at.
Yeah, that's kind of how mine was too. So what do you think this means then? Because I'm assuming that they saw something similar.
Well, I don't know what to make of these decisions. But given what we've experienced so far, while I don't think maybe we should take them for their face value, I think there is definitely something that we have to try to pull from them.
Are you good to get up to go to the others, or still have them come in here?
Other than that vision, which you guys are acting rather strange because, I mean, it was just a vision that I had, but, I mean, other than the vision, I'm fine.
It was more the after effects of the vision that has us a little on edge.
After Effects, right after my vision, I was alert. Right after the vision is when you came in.
So you don't recall almost blowing my face off the door?
No.
Malcolm kind of just like points over his shoulder at the door that's no longer there.
Well, the door's still there. It's just blown open on the hinges.
Well, needless to say, I think we have a wind-blown otter, so we should probably go see what's going on with them. So Malcolm would stand up and start heading to the door now that we've landed okay.
When you guys get outside, you see Lucha clinging to Anton's leg like it's, he's hanging on like if he lets go, he's going to die. And he's shaking.
It's over. Get
No.
get off!
One of the hub bots is attempting to help Anton peel Lutra off of his leg.
No!
It's not going too well.
No!
Hey, that's the skin. Can you leave the skin on, please?
You're a freaking rock anyway.
At this point, Anton starts to just use his rock armor and just completely go solid.
Okay. Is it over? Oh, okay, it's over. Okay. Sorry. Hey.
As Anton de-rocks, you look at his leg and it's just scratched, just claw marks all over the place.
Sorry. Kind of sudden.
Phantasm looks down. I didn't know you knew hieroglyphics, Lutra.
Huh? What'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay.
On Anton's leg, there's a picture of a fish carved out.
The hubbot just sort of looks at the fish, looks back at Lutra, looks back at the fish, and you're pretty sure the hubbot is doing the Irish goodbye while shaking its head like, what the heck?
Lucha's just like sitting on the ground, just kind of like deep breathing, like.
So, Lutra won't notice this because while he was just getting fried off a rock, but Anton will also notice that Phantasm looks more flush than normal.
You okay there, Phantasm? That was quite the blast of wind you let out.
Yeah, apparently you guys got to experience some of what I did.
You had a vision too?
Yeah, uh, definitely a troubling one.
Well, I saw Egypt. The pyramids.
I saw graves. Lots and lots of graves. I don't really know what any of that meant. Oh, and a ghost thing standing in the center of it. Kind of looking at me. It was very uncomfortable.
Melchior just repeats what he told Phantasm on the plane.
I felt like I was living Middle Earth.
Felt like you were what? Like Lucha looks up at him like, huh?
Once you have 10 hours, I'll let you watch the movie.
Lucha looks at me.
But
Lucha looks completely confused.
I would say hundreds of thousands of soldiers, but that may be underselling it.
Are you guys still outside or are you inside at this point?
I figure we're kind of sort of heading inwards.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys are saying that you just saw a dragon and then a really, 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 really big army?
Well, he saw the army.
You guys get to do all the fun stuff.
We got on a plane.
Why are you inside again?
I have to come through this to go up.
I thought the plane landed on the roof.
It doesn't land on my section. Should really
Anyway.
fix that.
Dragon?
Yeah,
This
it
is something
was
about a
big.
dragon.
It was very large.
Yeah, Malkier jumped in its mouth.
Yeah, he could talk and
Wait,
everything.
wait. Malkier jumped in its mouth?
Yeah, he stabbed him upwards. Or no, Butterfly stabbed him his roof and the bottom of his mouth. It was good. It was really awesome, actually.
Kind of like biting into a toothpick.
Sort of, except the toothpick was way more deadly and sharper. Think like metal toothpick.
He just seems sad and dejected again now.
Oh.
I will give you the free insight check of because he realized it's been a long time since he's even had to use a toothpick.
So, guys, do we have any idea how we're actually supposed to help Hunter out in the first place?
Nope.
So should we just all take our medallions and go into his room and stand around him and see what happens? Oh, we can sing songs.
No.
Oh.
I agree, no.
Oh.
Remember, I have speakers everywhere around this place.
Yeah?
I know what you sing in the shower.
Yeah?
It's nothing I want to hear again.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to hear about the lovely bunch of coconuts?
No, I don't.
Dee-dee-dee.
But I mean, if you guys think you can help, I mean, let's go. And immediately, like all of the hub bots, like you're pretty sure every hub bot in the facility is now pushing you guys in the direction of the office where the incubator is.
Hunter, we don't actually know how to.
Hands off that.
I turn around and I just glare at the hub bot touching me.
The hub bot pushing you stops cold. It's still pushing the others, though. We're trying to.
Hands off the merchandise hub.
You said you could fix me. Well, come on, hurry up. Let's go.
Hold on. We don't know how is the problem.
You just said you did.
No, we said we had the things we need. We don't know how to use them yet. We're not really
just
sure.
Said you had them all and you could fix me.
What?
You just said you had them all and you could fix me. Why aren't you fixing me?
No, supposedly. We don't know what these are. What was around him again? He looks at Anton, who specifically saw this earlier.
Fate magic.
Fate magic. We need some way to counter fate magic.
Or we need more fate magic.
Well, maybe...
When Lutra says we need some way to counter fate magic, I will take insight checks from everybody. All right, so if you were playing the game at home,
one of these rolls is not like the other.
One of these rolls just doesn't belong. So everybody but Malkier will remember the speech, or part of the speech that Al-Kayal was giving back in Villanova, where he mentioned that it was odd that Phantasm was there. He wasn't supposed to be there. And you also remember him mentioning Mutants el Goral.
So did anybody know what any of that actually meant? Because I sure don't.
Hunter, did you tell us?
Tell you what?
What does Mutants el Goral mean?
Hold on, let me find out. It appears to be a rough translation of Hebrew, and it roughly means he who is outside fate.
Out of game, was it actually Phantasm or Anton who wasn't supposed to be there?
Specifically Phantasm.
Was Phantasm? For some reason, I thought it was Anton. I'm sorry.
Nope, it was specifically Phantasm for a very, very specific reason.
Right, okay.
Which, if I tell you the reason, also spoils who Mutants el Goral is.
So out of reference, just for that, that's the fight where Anton would have died had he not had the medallion, right?
No. No. For reference, once you guys got back from the Fade initially, Anton had no armor, so Anton wouldn't have been there to begin with.
Right, he was out of the picture, and then was brought back. That's right, he just wasn't in like their book or the plan or whatever.
Right, he's like, oh, you're not in the plan. You can still die.
Right. Phantasm, okay. So Lucha looks over towards Phantasm and says, so, do you have any idea what that guy was talking about at all, about you not supposed to be there?
Well, to be fair, Lutra, given circumstances of the past 4 years of my life, I shouldn't be here like 5 times over.
starting to get the feeling none of us should be here right now.
More specifically, there's no reason I should be alive.
Right. Alright, well, maybe... Alright, well, let's just... I don't know. Let's get in around Hunter and just see if something happens. Or something. Maybe... Heck, maybe we'll even get another vision or something and it will actually help us out this time.
Are you okay with that?
No, but, you know, if it helps Hunter, then sure.
The Hubbots continue to push you towards the office now that the conversation is over.
We should just kind of push this one. The guy pushes the one away. It's like, I got it. It's okay. Just. He kind of reluctantly looks at his medallion and puts it back on his neck. Well, as he does so, he kind of mutters something along the lines that anybody standing next to him would be able to hear as he says, "This had better work."
So as you get to the office, you know how to get into the secret section behind there. And it is exactly like you remember, like you saw it last time. Full room, hyperbaric chamber, the whole shebang.
Oh, the way she moves?
Yes.
I'm sorry, not sorry for going Ricky Martin on you.
Go right ahead, bro. So you are all now in the back office there. What are you doing?
She kind of like looks around and looks down at the pendant and kind of looks over at everybody and says, I don't know, should we stand together? And I don't even know how any of this works.
Phantasm sort of walks towards the top of the hyperbaric chamber where Hunter's head would be, and places one hand on the machine and grabs the medallion in his other hand and just sort of closes his eye and meditates.
Lucha walks over and kind of does the same thing, only off to one side.
Anton looks at Malkier. Let's give it a shot.
So as you all sort of do what Phantasm was doing, as much as I really hate to be anticlimactic, nothing happens.
Kind of figured.
Shut up.
After a little bit of this, Lucha kind of opens his eyes and he just kind of frowns and he sighs, looks around and says, nothing's happening, is it?
No.
It's not that simple then.
Like, you're pretty sure, like, you're hearing, like, the beginnings of the crying, like, you know, like the crying, super sad, like, kid sniffling thing happening. You're pretty sure that's what you're hearing over all the hub speakers right now.
You actually are also sure that that's exactly what Lutra's doing.
Phantasm opens his eyes, breathes in deeply, and then closes his eyes again, and there's a slight explosion of aura of black and green around him. And he starts muttering under his breath, still holding the medallion and still touching the top of the capsule.
Okay, because Lutra is not directly paying attention to this, I'm going to need perception checks from Malkir and Anton.
Why am I always, like, not paying attention to something? I am standing right there.
But you're preoccupied with the sniffling and the crying because it's not working. And this is a very quick, sudden thing. But if it makes you feel better, they don't notice it.
It doesn't, but okay.
It's not audible, so you would actually have to almost be directly looking at Phantasm.
Oh, it's not the what he's muttering that they were looking to get a glimpse of. You said your eyes were closed, correct?
Yes.
Were they... very important question here. Were they closed before or after the aura burst?
Oh, he had to close them to get the aura burst.
Okay, then you would not...
Because it's concentrated energy.
Yeah, then you would not get the perception check for that.
Lutra kind of frustratedly sighs and looks up and says, okay, so what else do we know? We know someone started all of this, right?
We know we need to go back to Egypt. I think that's our first play, honestly.
Well, what are we going back to Egypt for? Like, what is actually there? I know the pyramids are all there and whatnot, and the doors and whatever, but what is actually there? Like, what is the end goal there?
We don't know, and that's what we need to find out.
Okay. And the one guy...
Lutra, remember what we talked about last week, how knowledge is power? This is one of those things.
I understand that, but then I guess I'm trying to figure that what we already know, because I don't really know much. But
so at this point, Anton does kind of explain what was in the pyramids, because Lutra wasn't there when they opened the doors. He had stepped out. So the two medallions we had opened door, or I guess the one medallion we had, and led to the projections. And TG, if you could give a slight refresher, if you remember what was on the pyramid wall, because it's been a month.
The pyramid walls were... all of the pyramids had the same general hieroglyphs. It was what appeared to be 4 to 5 beings fighting, and they appeared to be fighting some sort of ancient creatures. I need to really... Anton and Phantasm, because Lutra was not inside the pyramids for the
I honestly don't remember.
It was,
Okay.
it was
I feel like
it was Malkir and
It's
Anton.
Right.
Malkir and Anton.
Okay, Anton
intentionally
only
separated them.
can get an insight check. It's going to be a hard one. Unfortunately, that will not work even if you push it to 25, so don't worry about it.
So if Malkir was there, why wouldn't he get the perception check?
Because the thing that it was insight relating to doesn't match up to something that, when it becomes relevant, I'll explain why Malkir didn't get the insight check for it, because he would not have the dual bits of information to make the connection.
All right.
All right, so after going back and watching the episode, whichever one it was, so now Lutra's up to speed.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I don't remember what. Anyway.
Well, never mind. I was gonna ask you a question, but that that insight check would give me.
Well, it depends what the question is, because depending on the question would depend on what the rank of the insight check would be.
Well, okay, I'll be in.
More behind the scenes stuff.
Well, yeah, obviously, Lucha would not know anything about what's going on, so.
And Anton again is apologizing to Lutra profusely for having to keep all that a secret from him.
Which kind of ways is don't even worry about it. That's yeah. It's not your fault. So then the guy we just fought, his name I can't remember.
LKL.
Thank you. God. So LKL, or not him. Was it him that talked about the fate person, or was it the other dude?
Oh, that was the other dude. That was Edict.
Edict, right? So, something Edict said, like somebody's been controlling all this fate magic, including apparently what's preventing Hunter from being fixed by nanobots. So, maybe all we have to do is go defeat this one person.
I mean, yes, that sounds right, but do you know where they are? Because I don't.
No, but maybe that's the end goal. The only way we can help, maybe that's the only way we can help Hunter is if we defeat this person who's been screwing with all this fate magic.
It sounds like we'll help more than Hunter if we pull that off.
Anton can give me another insight check when Lutra says that.
Dark, did you touch my dice?
No.
I'm not normally one to give advice as to how people should use their things, but what I'm going to suggest is you have a hero point.
Yeah, this feels like a burn it moment.
That's a much better roll, sir.
Anton gets killed on the field of battle because he used a point early.
So, you can't be 100% sure, but between the vision that you all got and the vision that you got, there was something very similar about both women in the vision. Like, you're not sure whether it's the same woman, whether they could be related, but there's something similar in feeling with both of those women.
I mean, they were both in my vision.
What is something Anton's never said for 500, Alex?
Oh, that was too easy. So, at this time, Anton's kind of finishing the rest of his vision as he hasn't explained it to the group yet about seeing the woman that we've seen several times now, and at this point, Anton's thought is we need to go to Egypt, and we need to go to Egypt now.
Richard nods and says, "Yeah, I think." He kind of stands over Hunter's what's the thing called? The hyper chamber. He looks out and says, "Okay, so Hunter, we think we have an idea. Apparently, it's not just standing around hoping these things work, but I think we have an actual end game. It's just going to take a while."
All right. Since you said you were describing the vision, would you like me to read it so everyone knows what it was?
Sure. I don't actually have it pulled up in front of me, so that would be great.
All right. So since he did say he was describing the vision, I will take the liberty of reading it.
Good idea.
You close your eyes to nothingness, an empty, hollow void. As you look around the nothingness, a figure slowly starts to appear. This is the figure of a beautiful woman with long, flowing auburn hair. She raises her arm and gestures for you to come forward, and as you do, the void suddenly shifts. You quickly see a scene you recognize, the pyramids at Giza, before the scene shifts again. Now you are looking at a world where the people are stick-thin and the world itself looks starved. Staring down from above as if to survey the world, it has a horrid face with the body of a serpent. As you awake from these visions, you feel two things: hunger and a desire to find that auburn-haired woman again. But there's something about that woman that strikes you as familiar.
And there's the familiar part.
Huh.
So, yeah. Egypt.
Yeah.
And, Lutra,
Right.
got any snack?
She kind of sighs and says, "All right."
I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to eat between Phantasm and the bot shoving us down the hallway. I'm starving.
Nah, maybe it'll make me feel better.
I'm cool with fish, too. Like, you can do fish snacks. Fish tacos would be great.
Lucha
It's
grabs.
nothing extraordinary, but it's palatable.
Because Lucha grabs a bunch of like bread and like cold cuts from the fridge.
Sandwiches.
All
That'll work.
right. So, as Anton, Malkir, and Lutra head to the kitchen for a snack, Phantasm hasn't moved and is not moving. So, through what was discussed earlier, the comic panel is going to sort of do one of those zoom in shifts. And Phantasm is sort of back in that sort of fugue-like world that we've seen before with the sort of green and tan hues. It looks again like he's in the recesses of somebody's mind.
He looks around. I'm not really sure if he can make anything out at this point, but he's basically just looking around, but absolutely feels exhausted. He can't actually walk to wander anywhere.
We're not all there, right?
Nope, this is just Phant.
Just making sure.
You hear this, hello?
Phantasm weakly says, "Who's there?"
Phant?
Hello?
Phant, is that you?
Where are you?
I don't know.
Where am I?
I don't know. My head, maybe?
It's all fog. There's like, I can't make anything out. I don't know where you are.
I think I know where you are, but it hurts to be here.
Don't worry. We will find a way to help you. And with that, Phantasm just kind of collapses.
As he collapses and begins to fade out, you can see standing right next to you as he sort of walks through the fog is an actual upright, standing, walking hunter.
At this point, can't move or anything. He's just laying there, almost to the point of blacking out.
I need to make a roll for something. Excuse me. Well, as you are sort of at the point of blacking out, two things are going to happen. Nobody is going to see the first one, but the comic book panel is going to shift back out to the real world, and the Medallion of Freedom is going to be ferociously glowing with a green aura. At the same time, back inside what is Hunter's mind, that same green aura is going to envelop Phantasm as what appear to be nanotechnology flows out of Hunter's hand, combining with the aura. And the exhaustion that you were feeling is now only fatigue.
At that point, Fant sort of loses his concentration. So the entirety of the mind access just sort of it blurs away and then sort of just blows off like dust, and Fant is just left laying right next to the hyperbaric chamber, like still passed out.
Before the entire mindscape completely fades, you do get a hug from Hunter, and you can briefly hear him say thank you right before everything fades away. As the three of you are making sandwiches, you hear guys, I think Fant needs some help.
Lucha kind of drops anything he's doing and runs back towards Phantasm.
Anton's running back towards there with the sandwich still in hand.
You see the scene as described. Phantasm passed out next to the hyperbaric chamber, still clutching the Medallion of Freedom in his hand.
Lucha's eyes are like wide as he like kneels down next to him. He's like, Fant! Kind of gently nudges him.
You can tell he's still alive. He is just out of it.
Anton finishes stuffing his sandwiches in his face and just reaches down to pick up Fant.
Be careful.
I've got him. We'll take him to the infirmary and just lay him down. Let him rest.
Okay.
Be gentle.
Lucha kind of falls back and then kind of looks back towards the kitchen and realizes that he like dropped like a whole plate of stuff on the ground. So he's like, oh shoot. He goes over to clean up.
Which Lucha finds interesting that the mess is actually still there. At no point in any of this have any hub bots shown up to do what they usually do.
Lucha actually doesn't really look overly surprised by this. Like, we're a little curious, but kind of like just puts a few things together in his head, just cleans up himself.
So does anyone do anything with Fant's body?
I mean, I set you down in the...
Yeah, I think we'd all just kind of
End
hang
up in the
around.
infirmary at some point, yeah.
I don't really think any of us are the type to check out a body.
So yeah, you're in the infirmary.
Right. I mean, I could do a treatment check, but I figured there's like, somebody with way more medical knowledge in here.
I'll be perfectly clear what happened. Extra efforted 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he
To,
extra effort to fatigue, extra effort to exhaustion, extra effort to unconsciousness.
Right.
He literally just needs to sleep it off.
Right. Yeah, so I think we just put him in a bed and just kind of like leave him there. So I guess we're not going to Egypt just right immediately.
I
Malker kind
mean-
of just nods and heads back to the common room.
Lucha actually goes back into Hunter's room. Just kind of sits next to him. He doesn't actually really say anything. He just kind of sits next to him.
And surprisingly, Hunter doesn't say a whole lot either.
Just kind of like rests his hand on the top of the chamber. And at one point just says, "You're a real good kid, Hunter." We'll get you back. It's just gonna take longer than we thought. But we'll figure it out. I'll do everything I can to help. Promise.
Yeah, due to what actually happened, he can't actually respond right now.
Mhm.
So
No, that's fine.
you're effectively talking to a comatose patient at this point.
It's okay. Which kind of lowers his
You'll
head.
see it on the recordings.
Yeah. Which kind of like actually rests his head on the top of the chamber. He's exhausted and boy, I think he just passes out right there in a seat.
So Lutra's passed out. Phantasm's passed out. What are Anton and Malkir doing? Aside from the
Malker's in
Sudoku.
No, Malko's actually not doing Sudoku. I went down to the weapons lab, and I'm researching my weaponry.
Anton's just sitting on the roof, kind of looking at the amulet, kind of frustrated with it, much like Lutra is.
Let's just say we were lucky we were inside the plane when that happened.
Yeah.
Well, no, because if we were out, Lucha was going to chuck that thing off the side of the building.
So I assume then that nothing crazy is happening for the rest of the evening.
No, Malker's just creating
Yeah.
a new weapon at this point.
If Lucha, once Lucha actually kind of comes to for the evening, he may go. He's gonna go, spend just a little bit more time with Hunter's body, and then kind of go back into the kitchen.
That's perfectly fair.
Is it evening now? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, is everybody else hungry?
Malker would just kind of signal back yes, but he's down in the workshop, so I don't know if how Lucha would really contact him other than later.
And do we have we still have our comm links, right?
Yeah, you also have inter-office communication.
Right. Yeah. So Lucha would just kind of call out over the PA for all of us.
So yeah, Malcolm would answer an affirmative because he knows Lucha likes to cook.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Malcolm would also say that only if he felt up to it. If not, it wasn't like a pressing thing.
So it takes probably about a half an hour from when Lutra asks if anyone's hungry, but there is a doorbell about a half hour later that rings at the barrack.
Lucha, upon hearing the doorbell, Lucha like jumps up of wherever he's at and walks over to the door and opens it, expectingly.
You open the door and there is like a tall, skinny, pimple-faced kid holding 4 giant boxes of pizza.
Oh, that was quick. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Lucha takes the pizza, having put in a tip like online already, so he takes the pizzas, walks them over to the tabletop, and calls everybody. All right, guys, food's here.
Pizza.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't really feel like cooking tonight. I'm kind of tired.
So Anton takes a box and just eats the whole thing.
Yeah, Malcolm just grabs the second box and heads back downstairs.
So Lucha pulls out the other 2 boxes, one of which has anchovies on them, because of course it does. She's like, man, so there was this kind here with fish on it, and this has got to be great, right? It's pizza with fish. It has to be the best thing ever. So Lucha takes a piece of the pizza with anchovies on it, and he bites down real hungrily, and then he eats a little bit, and then he stops, and his face gets a very disgusted look on it as he swallows and then throws the piece of the bitten into piece of pizza like back into the box. Says, "Oh God, what is that? Oh, that tasted terrible." He grabs some slices from the other pizza that doesn't have anchovies on it, as he looks like betrayed at the other pizza. How could something with fish taste that bad?
As you say this, Ben sort of runs down because he heard the pizza doorbell, sees the pizza Lutra has, sees the anchovy pizza, grabs a slice of anchovy pizza, just scoffs it down.
Hey, you like that? Have the rest of it if you like. I'm just gonna have this one over here that has pineapple on it.
You mean it? He happily he doesn't bother going back. He's just sitting down there, and you've seen people eat. The way that this 12-year-old is devouring the pizza, Lutra is in absolute awe.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Go ahead. How that's you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna eat this one here. It's got pineapple on it. It's much better.
Before you know it, the other 7 slices of the pizza are gone.
As Lucha's eating slowly, he's muttering to himself. He can't believe something like with a fish in it tasted really bad to him. Like it's like the most puzzling thing he's ever encountered in his entire life.
I can't wait for Lutra to discover sardines.
Anton looks over at Lutra and is like, yeah, that's why we don't put anchovies on pizza.
I guess not. Is that really a fish? Tell me it's just not a fish. It can't be a fish. That fish wouldn't taste that bad.
Yeah, it's a fish.
How could a fish be that terrible? Fish is great. All fish is amazing. Except this one. This one's terrible.
Well, first off, it was on a pizza.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It was delicious.
See,
Burp.
he liked it. I don't know how, but he liked it.
At this point, Anton pulls up a picture of the candy cane pizza, or the candy corn pizza, and shows Luke.
Oh, is that candy on pizza?
Yes.
Is that any good?
I would imagine not.
Oh. But it's candy. And pizza.
Just like it was fish and pizza.
At the moment you say that, Lucha's like entire like face just droops. It's like, yeah. So he kind of walks away sadly.
At this point, Malkir would walk into the room with a giant like egg on the middle of his forehead, just cussing up a storm. Goes over to the icebox, grabs an ice pack, and storms back out.
Hey, what? Hey, what happened to you?
Was it a bag of frozen peas?
It was an ice pack.
Why do you have it? What happened? You know what? Never mind. Lucha goes patting down to follow Malkir. It's like, Malkir, is everything okay? What'd you do?
Malkir just continued just to cuss at himself for being an idiot.
What happened?
Trying a new weapon.
Oh, what kind?
I don't know if it's gonna work yet, so it's gonna have to wait for that.
Why do you have an egg on your face?
Not an egg is like a welt.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind. So, what happened to your forehead?
Malkir just kind of sighs and just kind of says that he misused the weapon.
Oh,
As he says that, Lutra has flashbacks to his time training with the crossbow.
right. Yeah, right. Okay. Just don't shoot yourself. It's okay.
More like don't shoot me. Anton snipes
You're made
him.
of rock. It doesn't really matter.
Ding!
Still have nightmares of that stupid crossbow.
Yeah. The ting is Ben threw a spoon at you because it was funny.
Anton's just glaring at Ben. He's getting ready to turn him into a crown.
If he
He's
had
got this adorable little innocent smile on his face.
You can see the rock club forming.
He goes and sheepishly picks up the spoon.
What are you, Edward?
Who?
At this point, Anton pulls out a copy of Final Fantasy IV and hands it to him. Go play this. You're not educated enough.
Where did you pull that out of?
I've been carrying it around.
How is it not broken?
Malkir's like he has a man purse.
Anton's just glaring at Malkir now.
At this point, Ben grabs the video game and just starts going, man purse, na 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 na, man purse, man purse.
Would you like another whelp, Malkir?
Malkir kind of just grins at Anton and just kind of leaves the room.
As Ben runs back upstairs to play Final Fantasy IV, anything else happening tonight?
Lucha's gonna go into. Well, he's gonna go. Did they ever put a computer in his room, by the way?
Yes.
So just gonna go into his room and just hang out on his computer for his new computer as he learns how it works and then just plays on it for a while, I guess.
Malkir would call Anton down to the weapons room, and he's going over weapons diagram with Anton if he's okay with joining him.
Yeah, perfectly okay with it. When he gets down there, Anton smacks Malkir in the back of the head. Man purse, really? Really?
Malkir just chuckles.
Next time I'll drop a boulder on your foot.
If you can keep up with me anyway.
So what do you want to show me?
So Malkir kind of goes over the weapon that he's trying to form with the diagrams. He's asking for Anton to form specific parts for him.
Anton obliges, using his rocks to form hammers to pound the weapon into shape. Whatever. Man purse. Every time he makes a strike on the weapon, it's a man purse.
So as Anton is sitting there smacking it, Malkir is feeding flame onto it to temper the blade. And then Malkir kind of just looks over at Anton and just says that, I smacked myself in the forehead one of these stupid things before you came down here.
That's karma for, coming up with man purse.
Would you prefer Merce?
Anton just gives Malkir the biggest death glare he's ever had.
Which is saying something because Malkir just stood face to face with a red dragon.
Yeah, at this point, like, Anton's ready to start swinging.
We haven't had our sparring session yet, Anton.
Not now. I would drop a boulder on your head.
And I would dodge.
So the man purse hammering happens for as long as it needs to.
There's a weapon made, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. So if you want to describe the weapon, you can certainly go ahead. But is anything else happening on this fine evening, or are we shifting to the morning? Or early afternoon?
Lucius just going to be in his room all night.
I'm going to hold off on the description for now because I want to make sure I know what exactly I want it to look like, but it's being made.
How dare you be reasonable? Fair enough. All right, so morning comes, and it took about 12 to 13 hours of sleep, but Phantasm does finally shake off the holy crap, I pushed myself way too hard doing that sleep phase.
Kind of just rolls over on the infirmary bed, and it's sort of like that whole after morning, like right leg off the bed, right arm off the bed, but nothing else is off the bed type thing.
Yeah, we've all seen that.
But then he finally gets both feet on the ground and just sort of leans there, stands there leaning over the infirmary bed for a little bit, sort of just shaking his head off, like from the cloudiness and everything, before he stands up.
Around that time, Lucha does kind of sort of come wandering in as he was going to checking on Phantasm. It's like, oh, Phant, you're awake.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's... Teach, what time is it?
About 11 a.m.
It's about 11 a.m.
Oh, good. Only knocked myself out for 15 hours.
Hey, sometimes we need to sleep. Are you okay? What happened?
I tried to get through to Hunter.
Oh, did you?
Briefly. and not strong enough to be able to pull him out of wherever he is. I mean,
Oh,
whatever that fate magic is strong.
yeah. Yeah, right now, we think... we think the best plan is to go to Egypt and see if we can't take down whoever's screwing with all this fate magic.
That sounds as good of a plan as any. All I know is we gotta get through it for Hunter.
Absolutely. Saving Hunter is very important.
So Vance sort of starts to wobble out of the room and actually smacks his shoulder off the doorway as he heads through it because he's still a little groggy.
Zombie Fant.
I guess I could
So,
make a late
anything else crazy?
I could probably make late breakfast.
That answers that question.
Eggs Benedict all around.
Yes, please.
At the smell of breakfast, both Dr. Casey and Ben come in this one, and as soon as Ben sees Anton, the first words out of his mouth are, "Morning, man purse!"
At this point, Anton just kind of like shuffles over and kicks out from behind us, just kind of leg sweeps him.
Vance just looked up, ran. Oh, never mind.
Dr. Casey's going to look at Ben and goes, "You probably deserve that." And he's going to look up, "Man purse?"
Don't ask. It's kind of a touchy subject right now.
I mean, you know the proper term for that is a European shoulder satchel, right?
I wasn't the one who termed it. Glares at Malkier.
Malkir just looks really distracted, not really paying attention, but he could. The other guys can probably tell that he has something on his mind.
She goes over. So, Malkier, what's up?
He just kind of shakes his head no for now.
Okay.
He'll just go grab his breakfast and leave the room for a bit.
Good morning, Dr. Casey. How's it going?
Going. Something interesting happened yesterday.
There's a lot of interesting things that happened yesterday, Dr. Casey.
Yes, but I was reviewing Hunter's vitals, and something very interesting happened for a brief second yesterday. And he hits the button and sort of brings up the video screen, and it syncs up with this moment. It's the first moment where Phantasm aura flares. And for the briefest of seconds, he brings up another screen that has vitals. Look. And you're seeing like all the vital signs happen, and it syncs up with the aura flare. The vitals scream to life for 1 second, the briefest of time, and then just go back to where they were.
Huh. Well,
I don't know what you did, but
well, Fant did say he was trying to make contact with Hunter.
and did you?
Outside of the contact that we've already had. I mean, briefly, I was able to break some sort of break through the fate wall in some sort of way, but oh my goodness, that's strong.
This is the first time since you've met Thomas Casey that you've seen him smile. So there might be a way then.
We have to do something to get rid of that fate magic.
Seems like that's the whole key to all of this.
Out of nowhere, randomly, like, he walks over to a wall, hits a button that you didn't know existed. The wall flips out Men in Black style, and there's just an armory there. He grabs this futuristic looking weapon, cocks it like a shotgun, and goes, "All right, where is this one?"
Lucia's just standing there, like, wide-eyed, like, staring at him, like, wow. And he slowly gets a smile on his face, like, that was awesome! I think we're going to Egypt next.
I'm just looking at the wall, seeing what's on there. It's like, okay, I want one of those. Like that one. That one's pretty.
As you're looking at them, Anton, and they're all actually labeled different names. And as you're looking at the one that quite clearly is a Noisy Cricket ripoff from Men in Black, the name tile changes to Man Purse.
Hunter.
Yes?
That's not funny.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, it's a little funny. Alright, let's... Anton looks at Dr. Casey. You're seriously not coming with us.
Why not?
No, I'm seriously not coming with you, but this was too good of a thing to not do. I've always wanted to do that at least once.
Oh. Nice, okay. Alright, I thought you were actually going to come with
Besides,
us.
if I go, who's going to keep the boys safe?
No point.
Good luck.
Well, hopefully we'll have some answers when we come back next time.
And not likely. We always have more questions.
Well,
but we're
you're
going
not
to try.
wrong.
So I will ask the obligatory, anything crazy happening on the flight to Egypt question.
Nothing
Yeah.
still just looks very like lost in thought and preoccupied.
Just so everyone knows, the flight to Egypt takes a little bit longer than expected because Van takes about 2 hours into the flight to realize that the jet was actually heading about 4 degrees in the wrong direction. So he had a correct course. He's still a little out of it.
Like I said, it's an oddly specific amount of
Right,
hours.
I was going to say, yeah. It's a very specific course correction.
I'm just happy I had a picture of the pyramids ready to go.
I know. What'd you do with our GM, and can we keep you? I feel like we made that joke last week.
You did.
So
a mix between the blurriness and the shadows in that picture makes it look like the back two pyramids are actually floating.
Right.
A little bit, yeah. I can see that.
It wasn't that way until I blew the picture up like this, but it's kind of awesome.
So, Lucha's sitting next to one of the windows and kind of looks out and sees, pyramids as we're flying closer to Egypt. He looks over at Anton and says, "Hey, Anton,
Yes, Lutra.
I got a question. It's been bugging me for quite some time, and I was wondering if you might know the answer to this."
Sure, Lutra.
Well, those pyramids out there,
Okay.
why are they triangular shaped? I mean, it looks like they went to build the building and just kind of started getting lazier as they went up to the top, and then just kind of gave up and just made a point.
I mean, it's a pyramid. It's like awesome.
But why are they built like that? Like, why was it supposed to be a square building that they just kind of gave up on?
No, it was supposed to be a pyramid
Why would you build a building like a triangle?
to point the soul of the dead body to the afterlife.
Oh, is that a thing?
I mean, it's ancient Egypt. They had a lot of interesting beliefs.
Oh yeah, like what?
Tom just kind of looks at Lutra and is like, go to your computer and back to your otter stuff. Just no. We're not going.
I don't have any other stuff.
Go look it up on your computer then.
Oh, well, I don't have my computer here. It's back.
Tom points to the computer in the war room.
I don't want to let everybody see what I'm working on.
You're gonna Google ancient Egypt. Never mind.
Oh, this stuff, right? Yes, you're right. Of course.
At this point, Anton's just got his hand in his hands. He's just like, really? What did I do today?
At that point, Phantasm was sort of walking back to the back of the plane just to grab a few things, and he looks over and gives a smug look, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, Lutra, you know that they worship cats, not otters, right?"
Hmm. I like cats. Cats are pretty nice. They like to snuggle up with me sometimes. It's really cool.
Okay.
Although sometimes they're really mean too, because then they scratch at me. I don't know.
Yeah, these are the mean ones,
Right.
the hairless ones.
Well, most of them just kind of look at me funny, probably because I'm like a much taller animal than they're used to seeing.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Anton's just shaking his head at this point.
I kind of cannot, not like understand them, so to speak, but you know, we have a mutual understanding, some of us.
So what is it? So I have a question for you, Lutra.
Oh, yeah.
Since you understand cats so well,
Mm-hmm.
why must they bite your hand when they're loving on you?
Oh, because you put your hand in the wrong spot. See, they're just trying to correct you on that. They want your hand in a very specific spot, and when you put it in the wrong spot, they can't really tell you no any other way than just to bite you. Okay, so that's all it really means. It's out of love.
At this point, Anton just sticks his head back in his hands. It's just like, oh my, can we land already, please?
Lucia answered that with as much seriousness as possible. By the way.
So, I'm assuming Fant will set the jet down normally.
Yeah. By the time a little extended flight is over, Fant's pretty coherent, so it's not an issue to set it down.
I am going to assume the same method of entry as before.
Well, Malkir might not opt for that.
Well, there's that, or there's the teleporting.
Yeah, which way do you want to go out here?
Malker just sighs and puts his hand on Anton's shoulder.
And since Lutra's indisposed right now, Anton just grabs Lutra too, and it's faster than him.
So the pyramid, or the first one you go into, is pretty much exactly the way you left it, except the door is closed. The symbol on this door is definitely the one matching Earth. Although you do know that the Earth medallion will open up any of the doors. This is the specific one that matches, the symbols.
And Anton just goes up to the door and opens it.
Yep, the inner chamber with all of the hieroglyphs looks very much the same as it did the last time you guys were here. However, something different is happening this time. As the last of you walks in, you get the shutting door, like, hey, you just walked into a boss room in Ocarina of Time, boss door shutting animation. And as the door shuts, in the middle of the room appears a figure, one that looks very familiar to Anton.
Anton just immediately turns to stone and is ready for a fight.
She is obviously not in water. But this was the picture I wanted.
Lucha pulls his crossbow out as Anton clearly gets ready for something. He's not sure what's going on. He just pulls his crossbow out.
She sort of gestures in a I'm not here to fight sort of wave. And you hear this, now, my children. Relax. There is no need to be so edgy.
Okay, point of order. I'm pretty sure I'm not your actual child.
All are my children when I watch.
Who are you?
I go by many names. Most people know me as the Lady of the Lake. But my name is Vyasna. I am the Watcher of Fate, Seer of the Stars. And you four have a very, very interesting destiny ahead of you. The look on her face has remained the same the entire time.
Lucha kind of sighs and says, "What are you talking about?"
It is my job to watch over the world and to ensure that the proper destiny is fulfilled. And if it is not going to be fulfilled, to guide people who will turn it back to the proper path, to guide them to where they need to be. There are beings who would try to change the destiny, the fate of the planet. I believe you've encountered some of them before. They refer to themselves as braves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those things. Yep.
And since you've made it here, I can continue to guide you on the path to stop them.
Or so you say.
How can we trust you?
That is a decision you will have to make for yourself. It is not my job to interfere. It is simply my job to guide. And I have guided you here.
isn't your guiding interfering?
To a point, we can intervene if it is going to put the world back on the track it is supposed to be on.
Lucha raises his hand again. Wait, we? Who's we?
There are multiple of us. We are referred to as fate shapers. Each one of us has a role to ensure that the destiny of everything goes the way it should go.
So who's messing with all of you then? Because somebody's trying to control fate.
If I knew that, I would guide you to them. But alas, all I know is that you four are fighting against it, and I am here to help you.
Lucha narrows his eyes and says, again, so you say.
One of you here has a greater destiny than just where you are, and this happens to be a location where you can fulfill that greater destiny. As she says that, sort of appearing from the earth, right basically at her feet, conveniently enough referencing something that was in the chat here a second ago, definitely appears to be a sword in a stone.
You can just say yes or no.
Oh yeah. But nope. You don't have expertise history, mythology, or Arthurian legend, do you?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay, then as far as you know, yes, you're pretty sure it's Excalibur.
Well, no, I was going somewhere else with that, so never mind.
Oh.
That's a sword. It's in
It
stone.
is. It's a very special sword. The same sword wielded by the Hero King.
The who what?
The Hero King. Arthur Pendragon.
Who's that?
You're saying that's Excalibur.
It is.
Ex-whatever?
That's just a
Excalibur.
myth.
Probably the most famous sword in history.
I've only
All
been around for
myths
3 years. I don't know what that is.
are rooted in fact. All legends have truth to them.
It's a sword.
If it's just a sword, then come forth. Draw it from the stone and prove that it's not your destiny, soldier.
Dan sort of looks over at Lutra and quickly explains that the sword Excalibur can only be pulled by the person who is worthy enough to wield it, and that no one else can pull it from the stone.
Oh. Okay, great. So that's clearly not me, so who else wants to try?
Anton kind of looks at Lucha. She said soldier. She's talking about me.
Oh, there you go. Go get
So
sword.
Anton walks slowly up to the sword and kind of, gets in that pose that you always see where they've got, legs spread, hopped up on the thing, trying to, and just ready to, pull on the sword. And it's like he's ready. He gets down and he starts reaching to grab the sword now.
It's a really nice hilt. Like,
It-
handcrafted, beautifully adorned hilt.
Really nice sword. So Anton grabs a hold of it and starts to pull.
Well, it doesn't take much for you to draw the sword from the stone. However, as you draw the sword from the stone, there is a bright flash of light. When the light recedes, the Lady of the Lake is no longer there. And standing where Anton was are now two figures. The Anton you recognize, and someone dressed like that.
Ah!
And with that, thank you all very much for watching tonight. That is where we're going to call it. We will be back here next week, same time, same channel. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all on behalf of everybody here. Thanks for watching. And of course, keep hailing.